Captain Sir Thomas Moore, more popularly known as Captain Tom, was a British Army officer who raised money for charity in the run-up to his 100th birthday during the COVID-19 pandemic. He served in India and the Burma campaign during the Second World War, and later became an instructor in armored warfare. After the war, he worked as managing director of a concrete company and was an avid motorcycle racer. On the 6th of April 2020, at the age of 99, Moore began to walk 100 lengths of his garden in aid of NHS charities together, with the goal of raising £1,000 by his 100th birthday. In the 24-day course of his fundraising, he made many media appearances and became a popular household name in the UK, earning a number of accolades and attracting over 1.5 million individual donations. In recognition of his efforts, he received the BBC Sports Personality of the Year Helen Rollison Award at the 2020 ceremony. He performed in a cover version of the song, You'll Never Walk Alone, sung by Michael Ball, with proceeds going to the same charity. The single topped the UK music charts, making him the oldest person to achieve a UK number 1. On the morning of Moore's 100th birthday, the total raised by his walk passed £30 million, and by the time the campaign closed at the end of that day had increased to over £32.79 million. His birthday was marked in a number of ways, including flypasts by the Royal Air Force and the British Army. He received over 150,000 cards, and was appointed as Honorary Colonel of the Army Foundation College. On the 17th of July 2020, he was personally knighted by the Queen at Windsor Castle. He died on the 2nd of February 2021 at Bedford Hospital, where he was taken after being treated for pneumonia and then testing positive for COVID-19. Moore was born in Keighley, West Riding of Yorkshire, England, on the 30th of April 1920 and grew up in the town. He was the son of Isabella and Wilfred Moore. His father was from a family of builders, and his mother was a head teacher. Moore was educated at Keighley Grammar School and started an apprenticeship in civil engineering. Moore was conscripted in the 8th Battalion, Duke of Wellington's Regiment in May 1940, stationed at Weston Park in Otley, 8 months after the beginning of the Second World War. He was selected for officer training later that year, and attended an officer cadet training unit before being commissioned as a second lieutenant on 28 June 1941. On the 22nd of October 1941, Moore became a member of the Royal Armoured Corps. This was because 8DWR became an armoured unit designated as the 145th Regiment Royal Armoured Corps. Later that year, he was transferred to the 9th Battalion. He was promoted to War Substantive Lieutenant on the 1st of October 1942 and to Temporary Captain on 11 October 1944. As part of the 14th Army, the so-called Forgotten Army, he served in Arakan in western Burma, where he survived dengue fever. Moore returned to the UK in February 1945 to take a training course on the inner workings of the Churchill tanks. Learning to become an instructor, he did not return to the regiment, remaining as an instructor and the technical adjutant of the Armoured Vehicle Fighting School in Bovington Camp, Dorset until the end of the war. He was demobilized in 1946. For 64 years, he organized the 8th Battalion's annual reunion, the longest continual annual reunion in the Duke of Wellington Regiment. After leaving the army, Moore worked as a sales manager for a roofing materials company in Yorkshire. He was later appointed general manager of Carwoods Concrete Products Ltd, manufacturing concrete pipes in March, Cambridgeshire, with a view to restoring it to profitability or closing it down. After its owners had failed to find a buyer, Moore led a management buyout in 1983, with the assistance of local Member of Parliament Clement Freud, who also became an investor in the renamed March Concrete Products Ltd. The company traded successfully for several years until market conditions and technical issues forced the investors to sell it to Amalgamated Roadstone Corporation in 1987. Moore raced motorcycles competitively. He purchased his first when he was 12 and wore the number 23. He rode a Scott motorcycle, winning several trophies. Moore was a member of the Keighley and District Photographic Association between 1934 and 1936. As his father had also been. He was a contestant in the Christmas Day 1983 edition of the BBC television game show Blankety Blank. On the 6th of April 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, and with his 100th birthday approaching, Moore began a fundraising campaign for NHS Charities Together, a group of charities supporting staff, volunteers and patients in the British National Health Service. He aimed to complete 125-metre lengths of his garden, 10 lengths per day, with the help of a walking frame, branding the endeavour Tom's 100th birthday walk for the NHS. The initial £1,000 goal having been realised on the 10th of April. The target,